sometimes God will come with a lightning bolt to say, my plans are better than yours. And that's exactly what happened to me. Ever since I can remember, I have loved airplanes. I can't remember the first time I saw one, but they have been my passion in life. And so when people ask me from very early, what do you want to be? Immediately I said, I want to be a pilot. And the first thing I bought was a watch, a pilot's watch, thick with lots of needles and things, and buttons. And that was my pride because I wanted to be a pilot. And so then one day my father comes home. My father was working for Campus Crusade for Christ as the national director for El Salvador. And they had a big service to start the training center. My father invited me to, you want to come? I said, I don't have anything to do. Okay, I'll come. And I almost didn't want to come because, that was not my thing. So I finally arrived. I sat at the very last row, and there was electricity in the air. These people were in fire for Jesus. And I was in fire for my own things, And so I sat down, almost bored. And finally, the guy who was giving the main talk was ready to speak and starts delivering a powerful message. I remember the title of the message. It was called, God, My Priority. He says, okay, guys, I want us to show the Lord that He is really our priority. And I want to be the first one. And he takes out his watch. I remember it was a gold watch, very nice, looked nice. And he says, this watch, my wife gave it to me on our 10th anniversary. It's very precious to me, just like my wife is very precious. But tonight, I am giving it away because I am telling the Lord, Lord, you are more important to me than my wife, than my marriage, than this watch. And there was a little thing there, like a jar, and he put it there, make a big clunk noise. We were all stunned. Oh, you mean this is serious? And I said to myself, this guy's crazy. He's ridiculous. He's trying to con us. He's like a con artist, trying to, I don't know what he's after. We all love the Lord. We don't have to prove anything to the Lord. We love Him. I mean, I love the Lord too, and I don't have to go through this. I can do it my own way. And he says, I'm going to ask you to kneel down, and we're going to pray. And you do with the Lord whatever you think you need to do in a very tangible way to show Him He is your number one priority. There's nothing more important to you than He. And then silence. And then I began to see people getting up. Ladies would take out their earrings and they would go, and I could hear clink. Other people would write something on a little piece of paper and fold it and drop it. And I said, these people are dumb. How can they be doing this? This is ridiculous. But, it was almost over, so I had nothing to lose. Wait a few minutes and this will be over. And then something strange began to happen with me. I still had my pilot's watch with me, and the watch began to burn my hand. And I said, no, Lord, no. This is not with me. Remember, I'm just visiting here. I'm not here. I don't want to be here. Talk to them. Don't talk to me. I already know what I want. I already know what I need. Don't. This is not for me. But the watch was burning me. It was burning me. I couldn't have it anymore. And I began to hear God's voice telling me, Layo, I want you. I want you. Come with me. And I began to fight with God. Can you imagine that? How ridiculous that sounds? Fight with God because I wanted to do things my way. I wanted my life to be run under my own terms. But Lord said, I have a better plan for you. Come with me. And I had to decide right there whose plans are better, my own plans or his plans. And I tell you, it was not an easy decision. It was very hard. Just taking that watch off my wrist, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. In some ways, I was giving up on everything that I wanted to do. And I didn't want to give up. But the watch kept burning my wrist until I could no longer stand it. I just took it out before it, and I was the last person in that room to go and put my watch in that little jar. I give up. You win. That's how I joined crew. That's how the Lord called me. So there's no other way to explain it. God had a special design for me and for my wife to be missionaries. And so we have been missionaries for the last 41 years. And last year I got a gift, a watch, a pilot's watch that is almost exactly as the same watch that I gave away, that I never saw again when I joined crew. So God brought everything back in a circle to the beginning. So I wear this watch with a lot of joy, because it reminds me every day why I joined this ministry, and that everything that I thought I had given up, God has given me 1,000 times over. And I'm not saying that everyone will be called to be a full-time missionary, but God calls everyone to be a full-time follower of Jesus, a disciple of Jesus. And no matter where you are, when God calls, don't play on deaf ears. Just follow Him. He will give you the best ride of your life, because He never calls us to have boring lives. He always calls you to live a life of adventure and to do great things for His kingdom. And so when He calls, there's only one possible answer: you follow.